Hey everyone, it's Liz from West Star Tarot, and I thought I would do a quick video to discuss my options for Tarot Advent, the project that the delightful Kelly Bear has come up with for us to work on for the month of December. And as soon as I heard Kelly's idea and explanation, I was like, oh, I am so in. And I immediately thought of a deck. Since then, however, I have thought of a second deck. So I'm going to talk about my two deck options on this video. But I wanted to first talk a little bit about this project itself. So I really do love a good deck exploration, and I like doing it in a group. It's fun to do that. You can see the decks that other people are working with, their ideas. They share their thoughts about your deck. You can share your thoughts about their decks. And it's just kind of an enlightening and fun community-based project. So in the past, I have participated in monthly tarot challenges on Instagram. Oftentimes they will use the same deck for the whole month, but not always. But I kind of moved beyond that. I don't know, I did that for a while, and now I don't seem to be so attracted to those challenges anymore. And then I did do Drop 'em 78, I think 3 years I did that. And what I found, I really love that project by Esther. But what I found was 2.5 months was just a little bit too long. And Esther asked us when we were participating in that challenge to only use that one deck, and then you could have a clarifying deck, but to not use any other decks. And as someone who is a sanguine temperament and an Aries sun, that's just really hard for me to stick with the same deck for 2.5 months. The other thing I found out was that the 3 decks I've used, which were 3 of my favorite, all-time favorite decks, I kind of burned out on after just using them for 2.5 months. It was just too much. We would pull a card a day. Esther gave us the order in which to do it. There was a lot of wonderful discussion on online, and you pulled 1 card a day for 78 days. So the other thing that I'm really liking more about Kelly's idea is that we pull 3 cards a day. And I find that I get deeper and more meaningful ideas about cards when I have more than 1 card. So when you have 3 cards, there's context. And with just 1 card, there isn't so much context. We'll be mixing it up. It'll be random. I really love the projects. I think, I'm not sure who started this one, but it was for the month of October. I used the Halloween Oracle. And what you did was you pulled 1 card a day for the 31 days of October. And once you pulled that card, you kept it out of the deck. So that way you would cycle through the deck. And that's what Kelly has us doing too. So we'll do, on December 1st, we'll pull 3 cards, and then you'll set those cards aside. And then your deck will get littler and littler as you get, as you go through the month. And finally, on December 25th, you'll have 6 cards left, not 3. And so Kelly said, do what you want with those 6 cards. However you want to do it. So I immediately thought, okay, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do with that. I have a 5-card spread that a tarot friend of mine taught me, Farrell Humphrey. It's called Spiritual Commentary, and it's 5 cards. So you pull 1 card for the short answer, then 3 cards for the long answer, and then 1 card for comment from Spirit. And so I thought, well, I'm going to have 6 cards, not 5. So rather than do 1 card for comment from Spirit, I'll do 2, and that will be my 6 cards. So that's my thought. We'll see if I end up doing that. I'm not sure, but that's my plan. So anyway, I thought I would quickly talk about the 2 decks I'm considering. So when I first saw Kelly's post on Instagram about this, I immediately thought of this deck, Gay Marseille. And this is a deck I have used, not very much. It is by one of my favorite creators, Charlie Claire Burgess. I have their 5th Spirit Tarot, which is a Rider-Waite-Smith based, and their Radical Tarot, which is, I'm along with Kelly saying one of my favorite all-time tarot books, or one of my favorite tarot books of all time. I love this. It is Rider-Waite-Smith based, however, and of course this is Marseille based. This does come with a great guidebook, and what I've been doing is when I use any Marseille book, if I want to look the card up in a guidebook, this is the guidebook I use. So Charlie says this is a Joyfully Queer 79 card deck for Marseille-based deck. And the reason it is a 79 card deck is there are 2 options for the World card, which I'll show you. I put both of the decks I'm considering in order. And so I thought I would just go through. One of the things I don't like about the traditional Tarot de Marseille decks is the color palette. Those primary colors don't appeal to me. I love Charlie's color palette. So that's another thing that's attracted me to this deck, is the wonderful color palette. Some of the cards I think are renamed, maybe not. So Charlie has reframed this deck and has played around with gender norms. Look at this Justice card. No justice, no peace. Love is love. The future is trans. Land back. So that covers quite a few justice issues. And, I feel like being a witch and being a tarot reader, there's a piece of social activism that's involved in being a tarot reader and being a witch. They're intertwined, inseparable for me. Perhaps not for everybody, but for me. And that's why I tend to lean towards decks like this, Next World, the decks that tend to be a little bit more social activist, politically inspired decks that take norms and spin them around. So here are our 2 world card options. I think I'll go with this one. This is the one I usually leave in the deck. I mean, I suppose you could leave both in, but I don't usually do that. So those are the majors for the Game Marseille. And I am thinking that as I pull the cards, I will read about them not only in the Game Marseille guidebook, and, of course, I'll look at them intuitively and come up with my own thoughts about each of the cards, but I'll also take the time to read what Charlie has to say about the cards, even though this is Rider-Waite-Smith based. What I find about books, tarot books that spend a good chunk of the time talking about cards is just reading them straight through. The meanings, like, momentarily might stick with me, but maybe it's because I'm older and my brain cells aren't as fresh as some of you younger folks. But I thought, well, I will read so I would read 3 entries a day for the 25 days. And then, of course, on the last day, it would be 6. So I'm thinking I'll probably use this book. Why not? If I choose the Game Marseille. The second deck I thought of a day after Kelly posted about this project was this one, Witch Sister by Julia Jeffrey. This is a deck that I was really looking forward to. I followed the development, the creation of it on Julia's Instagram account, as she would post cards that she developed, and I was so into it. I love her artwork, and I am very attracted to this deck because it is inspired by Julia's heritage. She's from Scotland, and so in this deck she incorporates Scottish lore and myths and heroes and heroines. I don't know. Anyway, this is, look at that, freaking gorgeous. I really love this deck, and I have not used it anywhere nearly as much as I have wanted to. And so I thought, well, this would give me a chance to explore this deck. And so I am a little bit torn, but I think I'm going to go with Game Marseille because I'm not so familiar with that system. And I'd like to, in addition to exploring that deck, explore that system. Now, that being said, this deck is a little bit, there are Rider-Waite-Smith. It is Rider-Waite-Smith, I would say, inspired, but it is kind of its own system. It has changed the names of the cards. Let me just show you. So here are the court cards. So we have Maid, and the suit of swords is Skies, and we have Witch. So Maid for Page, Witch for Knight, Queen for Queen, and King for King. Trees for Wands, waters for Cups, and stones for Pentacles. So the suits and the courts have been slightly altered. So anyway, this is what I'm thinking about. Today is Friday. I have until Sunday to figure out, but I am, this was my initial immediate, yes, Game Marseille, and I am leaning towards that, but I was thinking if I do choose Game Marseille, or whichever deck I choose, in January, I could do this project all over again. So it's not like this is a project just for Tarot Advent for December. It's an idea that we can use to explore any deck that we're interested in learning more about. So thank you, Kelly, for this wonderful idea. It's really hitting home with me. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about exploring both or either of these decks. And I'm looking forward to what other people are choosing for decks and how this is all going to progress. And Kelly, if you watch this video, I think you should choose Tarot of the Crone. Just saying. Anyway, peace and love.